Here we are at 3143 Thames Court in Fort Collins. We've seen a very similar house to this. I didn't take a video of it, so this will be a good example of one that you can add an extra bedroom to, potentially. Quiet neighborhood, quiet street, quite a few rentals in this spot. And so yards maintaining the exteriors are not as important for some of these individuals. But there are also a couple other individuals who do live in this neighborhood that are full-time residents. It's a little dark with some of the shade trees today. Going up, concrete's in decent shape. They had a little bit of cracking in the concrete, but they did fill the gap so that it wouldn't get worse. Exterior paint's actually in good shape. Garage door's in really good shape. I can't get into the garage, but it is big enough for 2 cars, plus a little shop as well. Windows definitely are old, on the older side, so it's not like it's terrible on that end, but something you'd want to replace at some point. Just down the road, they are double pane. They do have part of the garage open, but they did wall it off. So they do have this little storage area in here. But then they did end up putting a little wall that separates the garage opening to the back. So they have a little storage unit and then garage up front. If you took that wall out, you could easily fit larger vehicles into this garage. Screens are in pretty good shape as well. I mean, everything's relatively buttoned up on this house. Storm door, front door, all in good shape. It's going to be dark in here. Some of the lights just didn't seem to work. Probably the light bulbs are out at this point, so do bear with me on that. But nice, large, open space here, living room-wise. New flooring. It's an LPV, kind of dark wood floor. They went in and repainted all the cabinets. Upper cabinets are white. Looks like they were professionally repainted. And the bottoms are kind of like a dark brown gray. Quartz countertops for the tops. Appliances are in decent shape. Stove definitely could be replaced at some point. It's a Frigidaire stove top. It's just been well used. Dishwasher's probably still in good shape. They did put a recessed deeper sink in there. And then you do have a window out in front of the sink as well. That's kind of coming out weird in terms of look from the video. And then you do have like a little coffee bar area. And then fridge is also a Frigidaire. Don't really have a pantry in here, so you'd have to figure out some way to put a pantry, but they do have a small one. There is no light in here either, so got a little bit of storage on each side of this little pantry. They did take the door off of it. I don't know where the door is at the moment. But a little bit of storage for food. Otherwise, you can put it in the cabinets or put it somewhere else. Really good room for the dining room. Great space. This little shelving unit in here. The little shelving unit in here in the dining room does not stay with the house. So that does go with. That is the tenants. During a bright day, I mean, it's pretty sunny out today, pretty warm. This house would stay as bright as it is right now. It's just a little more tight, bigger trees out front. And so it just does stay a little bit darker, which does make the house a little bit cooler. But large living room, floor's in good shape. Everything is pretty dang buttoned up at this point. And so nothing major that I can tell you on the main floor. Painting at some point would make a heck of a difference, and maybe getting rid of this trim board that separates the 2 colors of paint would make this look a little bit more clean. Coming down the hallway, you got your understairs closet that they're using for a coat closet right now. And then here's the second living room. So it's kind of nice to have 2 separated spots. Both actually really good sized. Big couches that they have in here, plus a lot of extra stuff. So overall, really nice. No popcorn ceilings throughout the home either. You do have a main floor laundry. That does go into the furnace room. Pretty decent space in here as well, so not too bad. Furnace is newer. It's a Trane furnace. And then they got the Rheem water heater that was replaced in 2016. Everything's a little covered up with these guys' stuff. Laundry room does go out towards the backyard. And then I believe this probably was a laundry chute at one point that's up here, so I can double check to see if I can find that upstairs. But overall, laundry room's a good spot. Laminate flooring in the laundry room, and it's in good shape, so I wouldn't think you'd have to replace it anytime soon. And then laminate in the corner bath. But nice and bright. Cabinets are in good shape. Sink's in good shape. It's just a little bit smaller, but good enough for this type of a bathroom. Linen closet. We'll just peek outside really quick. All doors slide really well. All doors operate really well. So no major issues there. Like I said, just the windows at some point we need to be given some love. Good sized backyard. Really nice space. The fence is actually all in really good condition as well. If I can get this to get the color right. Doesn't look like they have any irrigation out here, so maybe at some point putting irrigation in here would be pretty nice to do. Back of the house, exterior paint also in really good shape, so nothing major to note there. I did see they had some shingles on the top of the roof. Gonna be hard to show you that, but it looks like they did re-roof it, or they're repairing some stuff up there, so I'll just double check with the real estate agent on that. Nice little gazebo up top. It could use a little bit of love, maybe some new boards, repainting it or restaining it. But backyard's very quiet and peaceful and has some decent landscaping around here. Looks like all the neighbors from their backyards look like they also keep their place in good shape, and you also have good privacy from them with the 6-foot privacy fence. Do have a little cat door down there, doggy door, as you go into the house. This home does have a cat in it. Haven't seen him yet, but maybe they took him with them. And that's pretty much the main floor on that. Wall colors is brown and white, and then they do have a dark navy blue background here. But other than that, the rest of it is pretty much painted your basic white. Not all windows have window coverings on them. And then coming up the stairs is going to be really hard to see, but they just painted the plywood coming up the stairs and then added carpet and tiling to the back of them. Looks nice, but the paint at some point will wear down, so putting some type of carpet or actual flooring in that would actually make it look a little bit nicer. Coming straight up, right off the top, you have your bathroom that you share for upstairs. Full bath. It's going to be a little dark in here with how they got the light covered up and don't have very many lights. But bathtub is actually pretty clean. Tile grout and everything is good shape. Shower head's actually a decent height as well. And then sink is pretty good. We'll go into the primary really quick, or what I would consider the primary. Very good space, easily can fit a king bed in here. I believe this is actually a king bed right here. No popcorn ceiling up here as well. Primary bedroom faces the back of the house. Everything's painted white up here except the accent wall, which is painted black. And then here is, you have a, and personally what I would do is I'd probably put a bathroom in here just to make it a primary suite bathroom, but they do have it set up as kind of like a closet. Closets are great, but you can also turn this into a pretty nice little shower bath area, and I think that would bring some equity to the home. And then you do have the bathroom in here. It's just a little tight, and so I personally turn this probably into the closet if it was me, but the light's obviously not working in here right now. But you do have an extra bathroom, laminate flooring, and then you do have your tub and tile Bathroom in here is in good shape as well. It's just so dark to see because there's no light in here. But that's probably what I would do. Is it's got a bathroom, it's great, but for the primary, it'd be nice to have a bigger bathroom and then maybe a little bit smaller of a closet. So that would just be one thing I would do if it was my place, to bring a little bit better equity to the home and make it a little bit more of a interest to other individuals later down the road as a primary residence. Flooring downstairs is the same as upstairs. All looks like it's in great condition. Paint up here is that brown paint along the wall. It's a lot redder brown than you can see in the photo or in the video. And I did forget to mention laminate flooring for the bathrooms, which would be a nice little update to change those at some point. Attic access straight up there. Going into the second bedroom, they did put brand new carpet in here, really in good shape. Looks like this probably was their guest room or someone who just really keeps it nice. But decent sized bedroom. You can fit a queen in here easily. And then you do have a little bit of a walk-in closet. It's pretty small for a walk-in closet, but pretty good space there. And then this part of the house does go towards the side of the yard. And like I said, they're going to go in and re-roof, it looks like. So the roof will be all buttoned up. Windows upstairs are all in good shape. No seals are broken or anything like that. They're just the old school wooden ones. So that would just add a little more efficiency to the house at some point, is adding those new windows in. And then if you needed to, you do have this set up as a 1-bedroom right now in here, which would be kind of like another primary suite without the bathroom. Very, very large. So you do have a nice walk-in closet in here. So kind of a nice little living room area almost for this bedroom. And then it does sweep around into another area. So they're using this just kind of as an upstairs living room hangout spot. It's all in good shape, and this does face the front of the house, which is towards the east. The back of the house where the primary bedroom was facing the west. But if you needed to make an extra bedroom, because this is only that 3-bedroom, I would take this, split this wall up, and make 2 smaller bedrooms up here, which would be something that can be easily done and cheap to do. So yeah, you'd have this space more as your first bedroom with that closet coming along. And then you'd cut it off somewhere in here, maybe right where this wall is at, and bring it across. And then you can come around here and then have this as another bedroom, and then probably try and figure out a way to put a little closet in here as well to make it a conforming bedroom. And that should be about it, guys. This house is really well done. I think it's well worth it if it's a floor plan that fits you guys and you like the location. This is a house that I would say is well worth the going in and trying to put an offer in. Like I said, they do have one offer in right now, but overall it's pretty buttoned up. The only thing that could become a problem is, I know these individuals smoke in the house, no cigarettes but weed, so you do smell a little bit of a weed smell, but that tends to air out of the house pretty quickly after everything's out and the house gets to sit for just a little bit and have the windows open. Well, let me know if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, we will be in touch. And like I said, offers are due by 6 p.m. So it'd be good to try and get an offer going on this if it's something that's worth of interest. It sounds like they do have a full price offer at this time. So we'll need to be pretty competitive on it and make sure that we're doing pretty good. I guess they got potentially one more showing right after this that the realtor just mentioned to me on. And so just be prepared for maybe at least the 1 offer or 2 offers potentially, but that's relatively a little easier to compete against versus having 7 offers. I just wanted to go around and make sure I got everything for you guys and showed you every inch of the house. I did forget to show you this area where the AC unit is at. And AC looks like it's actually in still pretty good condition as well. A little dirty, but not too bad. And it does have a radon system, it looks like, that goes up as well. Well, that is it, guys. We'll be in touch. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and we'll see what we can do in terms of getting an offer in on that end. All right, I'll show you guys the front really quick and we'll be done. So you do come out, it goes to the garage area right there. You have access to the backyard from there as well. We'll back it out. Siding's in all pretty good shape. It's got some spots that are a little weathered, but not too bad. And it's kind of a black and then yellow brown that they put on the house for paint color. The photos probably would show it better than the video does. And you got a little bit of access there. And we'll just swing around really quick. And you got this side where you have your gas meter and everything else. And a nice big honey locust out front, which I would cut a little bit off of that at some point to get it away from the home. All right, guys, we'll be in touch. Bye.